everyone! I have a big box. I have a great big beautiful box and I can't wait to open it, but I'm also a little bit nervous. So this, in theory, is going to be a big, beautiful, completely intact hair wreath. Now, my track record recently for opening up hair wreaths has not been great. Lately, the last time I received a hair wreath in the mail, it was completely shattered and smashed to pieces. So that wasn't great. Well, no, I take that back. The last time I ordered a hair wreath, it actually never arrived. And I contacted the post office and told them that it did not arrive. And they said that the person who sent it needed to file a claim. So I contacted the eBay seller and they outright refused to file a claim for some reason. And then they got very, very angry with me and threatened to send people to my house because I was trying to use them to commit mail fraud. And then they just straight up started harassing me via email and eBay, and that was just a whole thing. So that was the last time I ordered a hair wreath, and 2 times ago it came completely smashed. So, as they say, 3rd time is the charm. Oh, I can't wait. I'm so nervous. Hopefully, we will have better luck today. Okay, we are starting with lots of packaging. That's a good sign. We like lots of packaging. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. We're off to a good start. Now, I don't tend to order so many hair wreaths. I will get the occasional hair wreath. Sometimes things I find in person, sometimes I will order it, but really, as far as actual wreaths go, I really only maybe get one a year, or try to get one a year. Last year it didn't work out too well. Okay, how do I dig in this? Now, this wreath I ordered on Etsy. I have, of course, made some Etsy purchases and even some Etsy antiques, but this is the first hair wreath that I have purchased off of Etsy. So, assuming this was all beautifully packaged and arriving intact, I will link all of the seller's information down below. I see we have just bubble wrap cocoon inside a bubble wrap cocoon here. Okay. I don't see any obvious signs of packaging failure. Oh, I hope it's just perfect. Based on what I saw and read before purchasing this, I can't wait to share some details about this with you all. I'm getting hot. This is hard work. You guys, I see it. We're almost there. You know, everyone, this might be the first fully intact framed hair wreath I have ever received in the mail. That would make this an extraordinarily special occasion. Everyone, look at her. Look at her. Oh, beauty. Beauty. So, not the absolute largest wreath in the world, but I love this wreath because, well, for one, this is very good craftsmanship in here. When you see a lot of hair wreaths, some just have better technique than others, and that's totally aside from the fact that some of them have just stood up the test of time better than others. But this one I see primarily uses the standard GIMP technique with a little bit of accent from larger, broader petal flowers. And we have several different colors of hair. I see a couple different shades of brunette. I see some blonde. I even see some gray in some places. It looks to be nearly all human. I can't tell if maybe we have a little bit of horsehair. I'll have to take a look at that closer, but oh my goodness. And it's a complete, perfect circle, which is not the most usual shape. Normally it's a wreath where there's an opening on one side or the other, but now, for the real reason I covet this wreath above many others is that this one, I was told, comes with the key. Now, a key for a hair wreath is going to be, at the very least, a numbered list of the people whose hair is in the wreath, and sometimes you might even see one with an illustration, but oh, what have we here? Let's see. Oh my goodness, look at this. Okay, here's what we have. So we have some paper here that appears to have writing on it, although it is so faded. It is very, very difficult. I'm sure especially from there you probably can't see any writing at all. If I hold it way up to my face, I can see some very faint sort of blue ink, all written in lovely old cursive. With some names, so that seems to be part of the original. And now we have on a typewriter and old paper, it says Index to Hair Wreath. And we have copied from the original letter with the wreath. The full names and insertions in parentheses are by E.A. Howell and Mother Howell. And here they say, center flowers, Ernie's, M.E.A. Howell, leaf inner, Molly Wells, leaf below, Lizzie Titsworth. So we have here not only all of the names of the people in the wreath, but sort of a description as to where they are in the wreath. So that is what is just so special about this wreath, because not all wreaths began with keys in the first place, and many of the ones that have likely don't still have the original key, because a big framed wreath is going to be, you know, safe behind glass as long as it doesn't break or nobody tries to tamper with it. But the original papers that come along with it might be separated from the wreath. They might be burned or discarded. And so finding a wreath that is fully intact along with the entire key just is so incredibly rare. It's also just so much fun to see exactly how many people there are in this wreath. Some of the wreaths I've seen with the keys show that there are just an extraordinarily large number of people in the wreaths. I've seen one that has 151 people. I've seen another that has well over 200 people in it. So I do not... Oh, and then here, it appears someone has just recopied and printed this. Some of these old papers are still, it's a tiny bit faded over time, but really not too bad. It's very, very readable. But I can see the former owner of this wreath actually put it on more modern paper and ink so as to preserve it a little longer. Now, the fascinating thing about this wreath is that it is not signed. We do not know who made this. Whoever made this, she clearly wanted it very well documented who was inside, but she herself did not claim makership of the wreath, which is just an unfortunate fact of, well, not only hair work, but truly any craft art that is traditionally a women's art or women's fancy work. Very often the actual artists, even though they were very skilled craftsmen, or craftswomen rather, their names and their stories and their work is just lost to history. But unless this was a situation where this was a professional hair worker who was making this for a family, it's not outside of the realm of possibility that the artist contributed some of their own hair into the wreath. So it could be that one of these names is the key. Now it does appear that this is a family piece. So this would be something that is generational, something that is genealogical, because many of these names, say Large Gray Bunch is Aunt Sarah's, Mrs. Phineas Randolph. Or here we say Aunt Angelina. I see we have an uncle here. So it does appear that everyone in this wreath is a family member. I see another aunt. I see a lot of aunts. Presumably this is all by relation to the person who made this, I would assume. So when they say aunt or uncle, it is presumably the maker's aunt and uncle. Oh, here it is. I'm not going to read through this whole thing on camera, but I am trying to skim it for some clues, and then I'll investigate it further later. But it does say, vines of mine. So presumably the vine work, the sort of longer just tendrils of gimp, that is the actual creator of this wreath. The baby's hair is a brush in the corner, so we have a child's hair, some older relatives with all the gray. Wow, I really wonder, and this is always a bit of the fun part when you have a name to attach to hair work, I wonder if we can find any information about this family. And I wonder even further, how many generations are in here? Is this 3 generations? Is it 4? Is it more? Now here it says, the very end, The 3 yellow flowers further to the left is Emily Randolph. These last I was obliged to add after the part of the wreath was finished. Hope you understand, I tried to make it plain. So let's see. Yellow flowers to the left. I suppose we have a few here. So it really flowed seamlessly. I didn't see any obvious signs of anything being added after the creation of this wreath. Sometimes you can even tell that a new maker has taken up making the wreath, because even though these GIMP flowers are sort of the standard base technique, every hair worker sort of has their own little spin on it, and some of them you can just tell was made by a different hand, because looking side by side, they have an appearance that is just so different. But this was all made by one woman, it seems, out of many people's hair. And I am just so delighted and so happy that I finally got a framed hair wreath in the mail, completely unscathed, and with the original key. I have friends who have hair wreaths with keys. I have seen some in other private collections, but this is my very first. This is my first hair wreath that includes the key. So this is a big day. I'm so excited. I thank you for being on this journey with me. I hope you are as fascinated by this and other hair wreaths as I am. And let me know if you're interested in learning more information after I sit with the key for a little bit and try to decipher what I can. Let me know if you're interested in getting an update once I know more and have done some more research. So on that note, I am going to go find a really cute place to hang this up at, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!